Yeah, it's been a fucking hot minute since that. How long has it been since I played Reaper? Five months? I remember I played it at the end of Endwalker just before Dawn Trail came out. I don't think I played any in Dawn Trail at all, so yeah, like about 5 months or so. I appreciate your handing out the flyers, given the number of visitors passing through. Bekbe might be the best location for Kusama Uka to promote the travel agency. Of course, flyers are available outside of our office in Tuiolal, but there's nothing like grassroots approach to really generate awareness. Each flyer we hand out is a potential customer in the making. My job is to make sure expectations are exceeded if and when they decide to visit. Okay, cool. You have the new batch of souvenirs? Sure do. Thank you very much. If you're curious, the sack was filled with Hanu dolls. The figures were woven out of the village's cherished reeds, and originally placed home as a ward against harm. Thank you again for your help. If past experience is anything to go by, these will sell out as well, so I appreciate any time you have to spare for these delivery runs. Thank you for dealing with the Seedkin for the time being. Our customers, they're predators. In fact, we've taken delivery an extract known to ward off Uots and their ilk. I plan to spread the repellents in the area as an additional precaution. That said, such measures are by no means permanent. When creatures return, I hope to count on your help again. Yay. Okay. So I think we're done for right now. What do we have on offer? Materia. Yeah, I can get materia in other ways. Alright, cool. Render. I can recommend my own gear. Glancing respectfully. Alright. So I think we're done. That for today. Come back tomorrow. Do some more quests. Get some more rep. The rep grind. Hell yeah. Alright, cool. Should I... I still have to unlock the new extreme, which I want to do, but I never did on this stream, so... Alright, let us... Hello. Alright. Queen Eternal. Mentor's Ballad. Sphinsburg. Speen! Alright. So what have you brought for me today? The trials and tribulations of Queen Sphene was confronted with many a difficult decision, as she sought to protect the citizens of her nation, Alexandria. In that realm, people regard souls as merely a resource, and when they die, either their memories is used to create the endless simulacra of the departed, only to be sustained with the life force harvested from the living. Being so different from what we know is such a way of life difficult for us to accept. Indeed, it is only inevitable that you should come into conflict with Sphene. She herself was not among the living, but an entity brought forth to fulfill a certain objective. And therein, I believe, lay the roots of this tale's tragedy. Recreated to the noblest of souls that she was helpless to defy the purpose to which she had been bound, protecting the endless no matter the cost. Thus she did ensue on her destructive path, though she knew it led only to a dead end. A question, if I may, my friend. Deep in your heart, do you believe Sphene, whom you met, was alive? So I don't. The whole thing of existence is a really profound thing to think upon. Is one truly alive if they remember? Though she was many things, I don't think she was alive. At least in my opinion. I see. Indeed, her existence is differed greatly to the living. There's no changing that fact. I thank you for your honest answer. I shall take it to heart. For my part, whether or not she possessed of life, I believe there existed an individual called Sphene, who deeply cared for her people, who heard the voices of her people, felt as they did, and thought only for their welfare. That is why, at battle's end, she returned as the gentle soul you knew. But here, a thought fills me with dread. What if a soul failed to return, and the fearsome entity that she had become continued its relentless onslaught? Might it have succeeded in its objective, and plundered life force from other realities at the cost of untold destruction? Of such a possibility, I shall sing, that we might give thanks for the path that were mercifully spared. Ooh. By the golden light, two rulers walked, their paths in conflict lying, one bound to slay, one sworn to save. They forged ahead, untiring. The memories of departed days endure as faith in fetters, where keepers Staunch a blessed warmth. Oblivion. The breakers. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. Oh, goodness. Alright. Now that we have that unlocked, I can actually do it, but I felt that we've gone long enough that I don't want to try to do EX stuff right now. Tomorrow, maybe? Like, I have it unlocked, thankfully, so I would love to do it, but not really up to it right now. Because I've got it along on the stream. Let's do... I say, let's do some role quests. Some Dawn Trail role quests. I have not had a chance to do any of them yet. And it would be a perfect opportunity to do so on stream because later on, we can do the role quests. Or the combined role quests. So, let us start with my main, my home class. Thanks, Paladin. The narwhal beckons. The young woman gazes into the horizon with a troubled expression. Oh, hello. Judging by your attire, you must be the traveler from across the seas. Then I suppose Brook Evu has enlisted you to our aid. Then you were guided. That you were guided safely must be the work of the brave narwhal. Remains ever watchful, even in this dire time. We are ever grateful for its vigilance. My name is Loa Zenikwe, and I hail from the northern reaches of Structurel, even where our breath freezes when caught in the chilling winds. Our people revere a Tura Vidral of a narwhal, whose essence rests on the cradle of the sleepless, our most sacred treasure. Though the fathomless depths, it swam without rest, protecting its home from who would do it any harm. Legends tell that the narwhal could place its burden of its fatigue upon another, and thus was able to maintain its vigil night and day. So too can possess the cradle to lull a person, willing or no, into a deep slumber, all while avoiding the need for sleep themselves. Needless to say, such a power could cause untold harm in their wrong hands. Thus, the greatest warrior of our village, Tento Awa, tasked with crossing the ocean and returning that which is most sacred to us. I'd have joined him, but I feared I would only be a burden. So I remained here, that I might find someone to send to his aid. Tento Ta'awa had ever rushed bravely and blindly into the thick of things, leaving me to watch and worry. Leaving me behind to watch and worry. But if there's anything I can do to help him, even a little, then I must. Brook Evu has done well to send you to me. I can tell you are just the man to temper his more reckless tendencies and keep him safe during his quest. As luck would have it, a letter from Tento Awa arrived shortly before you did. It seems he discovered a thief made their way into a place called Ishgard. While I doubt his prowess, even Tento Awa would be rendered helpless before the narwhal's lullaby. Please, could you follow him to Ishgard and find him before he does anything rash? I wouldn't say Ishgard's like a second home to me, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't let your treasure be. Let's see. I won't let your treasure be misused. Thank you. I knew the narwhal would guide a brave protector to our side. Tento Awa sails to an unfamiliar place, but despite his hasty nature, he doubtless spent his time gathering information about his new surroundings before planning his next step. If Ishgard is the place, or if Ishgard has a place like this one, where people gather to drink and talk, he might go there first. Ask for a swordsman with blue hair and attire like mine. I'm sure it won't be long before you find him. The inn. It has to be the inn. Alright. Alright, go to Ishgard. Road trip! Hell yeah. What's it called again? The Forgotten Knights. Yes. If it isn't Jeppy, what'll it be? A lad from the Western Continent. Well, I can't be going around gossiping about the comings and goings of my customers now, can I? That's a quick way to an empty tavern. But I suppose, since you're you can make an exception just this once. A lad much like the one you described walked through my door not long ago. I was asking who's there he could bend about some stolen narwhal or some such he was after. Usually you buy someone a drink before interrogating him, but not him. Nobody knew what he was going on about, but he was determined. Asked where else in Ishgard people might go to flap their lips. So I was told he'd head to the Jeweled Crozier. If you leave now, I reckon he'd still be there. You'll know him when you see him. Trust me. Okay. So going to the Market District, looks like. I see my dude. Hello. Bunch of useless by the narwhal's horn. I think you'd think manners keep people warm for how desperately these people cling to them. And I'm here trying to rid their city of a thief. Yes, it seems you know me, but I don't think I've ever seen him before. I do remember. I was sent from a friend. She sent you, even across oceans? She can sense when I'm in trouble. Well, I won't deny a helping hand, especially one with her blessing. I'm having no luck getting information from these people. There are unwritten rules regarding favors. No one bothered to tell me. I know the thief traveled here. That's where the trail runs cold. I thought it would only be a matter of time when they use the cradle to commit some misdeed or another. It seems that nothing is amiss within or without Ishgard's walls. I have only a description to go on, though it's availed me nothing so far. A woman of a race known in this land as Elizin has striking red hair, and her eyes the color of rust. A scar dominates her forehead, and a mole rests upon her lips. Okay. She came to my village posing as a scholar with an interest in the cradle. Though she gave us a name, I know now it was a lie, just like everything else that spewed from her mouth. The bounty of meat, vegetables, and fruits she offered was worth its weight in gold to us. After the cold snap we suffered last year, we couldn't afford to turn her away. But looking back, I realized how brazen her deception was. Although she wore the robes of the scholar, she moved with the poise of a predator. I marked her as a fearsome warrior the moment I laid eyes upon her. Of course, she wouldn't have been able to travel so far north on her own if she was unseasoned. So I thought nothing of it at the time. This was my first misstep of many. That's all I know. It's not much, but if you see even the smallest scrap of a clue there, it'd be a damn sight better than what I currently have. Few scholars study Ishgard without passing through the Astrologicum. I would say the first one, yeah. I see your point, but her guise as a scholar was only meant to win our trust. I doubt she's a woman of learning. A skilled sword would be known among the Knights of the Congregation. Knights, was it? I suppose you call these deadly-looking fellows clad in steel. Yes, you may be onto something there, but where would we find one willing to speak? At their barracks near the tavern? I know the way. I'll meet you there. Why, Master Westwood, what brings you to the congregation? This Passage of the Unbound is not a name I've heard before. But if one of their number, brought a artifact of great power to Ishgard, we would be ill-advised of their presence. We shall act on this information at once. If there is aught that would threaten the peace, then it is our duty to root it out. Consider us the Knights of the Congregation at your disposal. Thank you for hearing us out. Now, does anything about the description we shared ring a bell? An elven woman with red hair and eyes the color of rust. Wait. You said she bore a scar on her forehead, yes? And a mole? No. It could not be. You know who she is? Well, such information is usually only privy to those within our order. Pray understand my hesitation. What? You weren't listening to anything we told you? She's too dangerous to be left alone. This isn't the time for secrecy. I know I'm a stranger in the city, but I can't stand by while innocent lives might be at risk. If you can't trust him, then trust me. You're right, of course. If the hero who ended the Dragonsong War is not worthy of our trust, then who is? Very well. Mr. Tenotawa, pray accept my apologies. Although you may not be Ishgardian, your desire to keep its people safe is plain to see. We shall place our trust in you, as Master Westwood has. I'm glad we can see eye to eye. Now then, what do you know of this thief? Your description called back some old memories. Memories of a knight named Leofin. Merely recalling her story makes me ill at ease, for the mark she left upon our honorable order was black as pitch. None know of her whereabouts, since she was expelled from the congregation. I had thought living with the shame of her deeds would be punishment enough, and now she consorts with villains that threaten the very foundation of the order, and 'tis clear that we can suffer her freedom no longer. Villains? Villainy! Did someone say villainy? I shall inform my superiors of this development, and suggest that the congregation does all in its power to track down Leofin and place her in custody. If we learn aught of value, I promise to share it with you at once. Really? That's more than we could have asked. I suppose we ought to consider what to do in the meantime. Care to join me over there? Sure. Alright. So we have a name. Leofin, the former knight of Ishgard. That means she knows where to hide herself in the city well. Grasping about at straws won't get us anywhere. My own unfamiliarity does little to help our chances. We may have no choice but to wait until the knights discover a lead. Nevertheless, I intend to spend every waking moment learning about the city and its workings. As for you, I will ask that you be ready to move at a moment's notice. Until then, be well. There you are. I've been walking Ishgard's streets whenever I've been able. I've been searching for any sleeping people. As you see, the land where I'm from isn't much warmer than this. The people know not to tempt fate by dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink managed to find their way home somehow. I figure only a force powerful enough to overcome the instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may as well discover living nearby. I can't imagine she brought it all the way. I can't imagine she brought it all this way to remain idle.